Hello and welcome back to Always Off Brand. I am your co-host Summer Julier along with Scott Ashman.
Oh, hi, Summer.
And we are at eTail's live.
I like sitting next to you. Like we're in the same room.
It is, except for your little head nod is really getting me. It's very turtle-esque.
Oh my god, I can't. It's going. Yeah, he loves the sound effects too. Wait till we start. We
got him teed up.
Who are our lovely guests today, Scott?
Damn.
I mean, that is inappropriate because they're both women, but go on.
Lena Moriarty, everybody, head of marketing, eTail.
I love it. I'm so happy to be here.
Endish of first day. We're kind of late afternoonish.
Mm-hmm.
How's it going so far?
First day was really yesterday.
Well, that's true officially.
For the real, the whole people that are committed to the 4 days. I think that the real first day was yesterday, where we really got into that nitty gritty.
You did. I got to go on Monday, and I have to tell you, I didn't get to go. I didn't get an invite this time. No scholarship, but those are juicy nuggets. In those breakouts, there's some serious stuff going. And also joining us, part of the Juicy Nugget train of knowledge and power and amazingness, Ash McMullen rejoins the program. Guest co-host extraordinaire.
One of our faves.
Our social guide tonight. She's she's literally the Julie McCoy. Nobody knows that reference, but she has organized this entire eTail for us.
Well, always a pleasure to see you guys and ladies.
So I'm stoked because Scott and I have been in our sidewall during today, but we've missed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I am so excited to have you here, Lena, because you are going to break down some of the great things that you've heard so far at eTail.
Pop them out as quick as the content comes for all of the great tracks. And I think that's what Ash is speaking on later on.
Yes.
She's part of exactly the juicy nuggets of information. I love it.
What, did that come out wrong?
Well, I'm saving some really good ones for everyone who actually stays until 5 o'clock because
yes.
there's so many other things that we could do in Palm Springs at 5 o'clock.
Oh, that's like the late night show.
Yeah.
Did you get different rules?
I mean, it could be like my wedding. Like when you show up to my wedding, everyone got a glass of champagne. I think if you show up to the 5 o'clock show, you should get a glass of something bubbly.
Yeah, who knows? We might bring a couple glasses or two out. eTail loves to wine and dine you.
They do.
We had a lot of that going on today with the wine and dine lunches. They were just one after the other because people were really looking to connect on that more intimate level, which I am obsessed with. I feel like the buzzing is just all over. I just love all of the buzzing like bees.
Buzz is
yeah.
buzzing.
Mm-hmm. It's going, and the networking is happening. And we were talking about, Greg Pulsifer, and I think we were talking about before we got into this. I love that he was saying about, being optimistic as a leader. And I feel like this crew is just the optimism train. Are we not? I feel like we're just the optimism train.
Yes.
We're gonna make shit happen.
Yes, always.
Sorry, Gabrielle Ineski walked by, and she's a friend of the program, other guest co-host.
I love it.
What were you saying?
We're going to talk about the keynotes yesterday.
Yeah.
Today.
Yes.
Well, it'll be yesterday by the time you're listening to this, but
True. All right. Get out your notes.
Okay, my notes are ready. So I could kick things off with. I really loved the keynote this morning with Greg Pulsifer, the SVP of e-commerce at Sam's Club, because I felt like he was saying he was giving so many just on the juicy nugget train, like we're just still going to be on it.
The 8 a.m. If you came early, you got the good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. The 8 a.m. and the 5 p.m. There's a lot hidden in those for, the brave ones, brave ones that continue.
Great for the East Coasters.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. And he was just talking about emptying your cup as you're leaving the meeting and not bringing your problems into other people's problems. And I think that
Wait. Slow down. Emptying your cup. So emptying your emotional cup when you walk into a meeting.
Was he speaking to me?
It wasn't about the emotional cup, but it was about say what needs to be said.
Oh,
say what. Oh, sorry, I'm a big
passionate.
Given the WWE smash down.
table.
Yeah, the WWE smash down over here. Sorry. Saying what needs to be said, but also having that optimistic spin where it's let's have the conversation and how can we fix it? It's okay to have the conversation, but let's fix it.
There was a really good speaker on one of the panels that was talking about not being a complaint department. And that, yes, there's going to be challenges within an organization, but really make them solution oriented. Like, well, what are we going to do about this? How are we going to solve this? And she was saying after like 4 one-on-ones when she feels like completely depleted, and she's like, why is this? She's like, oh, I became the complaint department today. And how to take that feedback loop and make it more constructive and more solution oriented. And it was really interesting about like, yes, culture is important. Yes, we need to communicate. What's the most optimal way and efficient way to do that where we're not getting stuck?
Okay. Well, I will say, I will call up my manager and be like, I just need to bitch. Like, I need, once I get this off my chest, because you understand, like, there's a lot of people that understand Amazon, right?
After you call me?
Yeah. You didn't answer. You were at the dentist or your psychiatrist.
I call you and vent all the time.
Yeah, and it's like, get it off, and then I'm like, but I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna make this work. But it's a bunch of bull. But I'm gonna make it work. We're gonna get this going. So I see like there's got to be a little bit of balance, or you just like need that person. And like, how do you have that conversation with your employee? If you're like, I can't be your complaints department person.
I think it kind of starts here, and realizing, like, are you the complaint department person? Is it you? Like, are you going to the meetings and not having solid takeaways and feeling like you have your questions answered with a roadmap forward?
Right.
Or are you leaving feeling like that was a great gossip session, but, I don't really necessarily feel better.
I got the tea, but now it's all over the place.
Yeah, like that's a big spill.
You actually burnt my hand.
Yeah.
So, one of the things I struggle with in the Northwest, where Scott and I live, and Lena, where do you live?
I live in New York and New Orleans.
Okay, so y'all don't have this problem.
Yeah.
The passive aggressiveness of the West Coast is exhausting.
We don't have that problem.
Hey, we're in Palm
Everyone's
Springs.
just straightforward and
it.
says it.
This is why I love working with people. New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia. Like, give me those people all day. I know where I stand. I know what they want, and there's no confusion, and their feelings aren't hurt.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes, completely agree.
Maybe it's a moderation thing. It's like everything in moderation, where it's okay. This is a safe space. You can express your feelings, but then once we get beyond that, now let's talk about the solution.
Yes.
So you get both.
Yeah, and it has to be a solution.
And that's what he was talking about, like the optimism part of it as well, where I just like have such a great quote from him where he's just talking about it's hard to get the organization excited about something if you aren't an optimist about that growth.
But there's a fine line here. What people also are smart enough to know is don't give me the baloney positivity. Don't give me
toxic positivity.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Don't say it
Don't
because
be a
you're
BSer.
saying,
we can say it here, bullshitter. We can say it here.
Can we?
I thought we can.
Well, we can. No, that's
a you question.
Oh, it's a me question.
That's an eTail marketing WER.
I'll permit it. We have fun too.
Will you share it or not share it?
Yeah, look here. Go a little crazy over here.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this guy's just doing the corporate line, blah, blah, blah. If you actually believe it and are genuine sincerely, then people can spot that a mile away. And people hate that in leadership where they think they know something's going on, but then they have the leader walk up and go, it's great. Our sales are fantastic. And then the next day they close 300 stores.
Yeah.
Well, that's like, I feel like, just speaking on takeaways and looping back to that, I thought that we had a C-suite panel this morning as well too, and I love when the C-suite is just super down to earth, and I feel like the C-suite was very down to earth, and they were just telling it like it is and giving these top takeaways and tips. And one of them was really that you just have to just be real with who you're talking to and have the honest conversation, but also you should talk to your like CFO and know where the revenue is coming from.
I'm sorry. Did you know who you're sitting next to?
I know.
Spoiler alert.
You need to talk. You need to know where the revenue is coming from. Like where is the marketing dollars attributed? What are you spending? And what's that?
Are you profitable?
Yes.
And what's the fastest growing channel you have?
Exactly.
Because what I see.
And why?
Yes. What's bringing in new to brand? What's growing the fastest? Because there's so many times our sales teams get sucked into what has worked and what we've done in the past, and they're not looking towards the future.
There are only two things that are undefeated: gravity and profit. Thank you very much.
That's my own sound effect. Like,
I appreciate that. That was good. I like that.
Yeah. A little something.
That same panel, the chief digital and marketing officer from Fashion File was
Sophia,
fantastic.
Sophia, yes.
Fantastic. I put it in my LinkedIn post of like a key takeaway of focus on the ocean just as much as the fish.
Oh,
And it's like this metaphorical, like focus on the category just as much as the shopper, focus on the shelf just as much as the shopper, and really like not just about what's swimming in that area, but like where your product is going to be.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this really ties back to what we just spoke with. I don't know what order these pods are going to come out. This better come out first. But what will be coming out is a pod with Carrie from Attentive and talking about personalization and how important that is, which I think when you're talking about fish in the ocean, it's like, yes, we have this big ocean, but you need to personalize to each and every fish. And it's getting easier to do that. And it needs to be done.
Yeah. And that can even be like the ocean can be the method of media. Like, is it an SMS? Is it email?
Yep.
Is it a push notification? Like, what is the medium in which you are reaching your shopper, your individual consumer that you are personalizing that for?
Yeah.
I'm like taking notes as we're talking about this, honestly, because I'm just loving the conversation.
Yeah.
It's a great, I didn't get to hear every single snippet. I'm running around like a mad woman.
You are.
As you know. So I was just really getting a lot of those key takeaways, but I love that.
God, this morning, Lena, you were down bad for like 3 seconds, but we got you right back.
I'm up.
We're
up.
We're up. You were killing it.
It
right
was early.
away.
It was early. Yeah.
All right. What else?
Scott showed up at 6 a.m.
I couldn't believe that.
He's a funny one. I like it. He's a funny
That's one way
one.
to describe him.
I said, I'll be there. I'm coming. No, I like a coffee for breakfast kind of gal. What were you going to say this?
Let's go back to your notes. So what were some other great key takeaways? I saw you go into it.
I know. I was going to it. Honestly, on the summit day yesterday, I was really enjoying the TikTok panel. I had to
Oh,
do
yeah.
it. You know,
Oh,
shameless
tell me.
plug for the eTail TikTok and Instagram. Follow us at eTail News. But learning
Totally.
so much about video content, and we, as head of marketing for eTail, we have also transformed our video strategy.
You have.
So you are
it's
so good at it.
We
Tell me
snapping.
I have to give so much credit to our amazing video editor, Mac Wolf, and she is just absolutely fabulous.
Your retail tours are just.
But you like those?
I mean, I have a cheer, but I mean, we're
Sound effects.
snapping.
There
Come
you go.
on.
Okay, I got the snaps. I love it.
OMG.
OMG. I love that.
So what are you doing different? What's new?
Well, you
What
know,
can people learn?
what can people learn? I would say we have to learn as well as we're trying to get into the UGC world and really capitalize on the UGC. So if anyone watching this enjoyed eTail, looking for a recap, and you want to make a video about it, let me know. But how can we use UGC? How can we repurpose creative to maximize results? And how are we using specific creative to target specific audiences and not just like throwing shit against the wall and seeing what sticks, but rather really crafting and customizing that customer journey.
Yeah.
You know, and we're getting a lot better at it, and it's going great. And video has been such a solid part of that. So I thought the TikTok panel was so interesting. And now TikTok search is officially out of beta. What is that? Ooh.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. What does that mean? No, that means that it's officially a search platform. You can, I don't really, I have to look into it. I wrote it down as part of my notes. I said, oh God, it's out of beta. I wasn't part of the beta test.
I didn't
but-
see the panel yesterday, but I caught an email. All right, I caught an email and
You saw an email.
I saw an internal email over there. Anyway, so TikTok now they're finally stepping up their ad so that you can, in the actual experience in the video clip, now they're going to serve ads in the actual video, in the TikTok clip that you're watching. They now have embedded ads that you
So
can
they'll like
place.
stop some
They'll
random
stop and then you can go to
influencer
TikTok
ad.
shop and you can go buy it right in there. I think they're working on getting
What
better at this
scares,
stuff.
like what I think's wild with TikTok, you're talking about search. I forget, it was at least 2 years ago that a study showed that Gen Z takes 70% of Gen Zers take medical advice from TikTok, which is terrifying to me.
Ooh.
So did they talk anything about that on the panel, about like just misinformation, which is like the biggest keyword there is right now?
They talked, actually, funny enough, not about misinformation.
Huh,
Which
interesting.
it was interesting because, you know, I think it was a lot about how organic content and UGC, it's so down to earth and relatable that misinformation or not, you're really just trusting who you trust because of this relationship that you've built with, whether it's a two-way relationship or not, it doesn't really matter. But if you see someone, like if I see Ash post, honestly, something cool, product, another retailer, do I have to go check it out? Yeah, I definitely give them a look up.
Thanks, Lena.
100%. Ash, I feel the same way. Jen
You're
Peters
hip.
as well.
You're hip. Like,
She does know.
Yeah.
And that's super, super important. And that's what we've talked about it now on the pod a few times. There's this company called The Desire Company.
Yeah.
And
they come to eTail Boston. Boston.
That's how we found out about it.
Amazing. I love that.
Well, I think Ash.
And we've worked with them.
Yeah.
So
Eric
it's like-
Schreinkopf is great.
As a user of them, explain what they do.
So it goes beyond it's a credentialed influencer. It's a expert in the field.
Yes.
So you have like there's we have like a podiatrist and a
delicious,
dermatologist.
That's what I'm looking for sure.
And-
I'm definitely.
So yeah, when you're looking for like medical advice to
Yes.
a board credentialed expert that is a
Advantice Health.
doctor. Yes,
Yeah.
that's who we go to. And then we have like the surprise fun ones of like an Olympic athlete, and because that's a different audience. Like,
But they're true users of the product.
Yes.
And they may not have 2 million followers, but they could have 10,000 who are committed followers.
Our
Yeah.
own Haley Brucker in the news is a henfluencer. She's
That's-
working for
yes.
Desire now
She's recording this week.
on chicken coops.
I was literally
For-
like,
for
what,
tractors.
what does a henfluencer mean?
Thank you.
Okay.
For Tractor Supply.
Do you not want to sneeze when you hear that?
I'm like, oh, my nose.
See, that's what
but
she's
she's
talking
an
about.
expert in like the
And
farming industry
Yeah.
and
That's
managing animals. And
Agriculture.
it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
That's-
really, it's who you're going to trust.
And then having someone like that then speak about the product,
Exactly.
I trust the chick influencer. You get it?
Yeah.
Anyway, I did a
I like
better
that.
I did a better job.
Yeah.
of
They should've called
influencer.
that.
Sorry, Scott.
trademark pending.
That was good.
No, I'm just messing up. But it's just so interesting. And I think that, that's why I love being here too, because as a marketer, it's like I get to also shop all of these great technology providers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I get to see in this one space all of the wonderful tech that's just available all the time and we could use and utilize and create relationships with. And that's what's nice here too. Because there's other UGC like Firework gave this crazy presentation on just, repurposing the crap out of content and doing it with AI easily. And it's that's so good.
Ash,
I
keep me
mean,
honest on the
What?
keynote that we went to where they were talking about creative.
was
and-
Stephen Bailey or was that?
No.
Oh, no.
No.
Someone from Scent and
It doesn't matter who
Yeah,
it was, but what
okay.
they were saying, and this is something that I feel it's so obvious. I feel stupid. I didn't think of it earlier. I did think of it before he said it, but it's taking your big branded $200,000 video campaign that you're doing that's top of funnel to bring in new customers, but utilizing different parts of it for different parts of the funnel.
Yes.
And that is something that we, again, where I've been at my company is they were brick and mortar first, right? It is not an e-commerce like first thought. So when they're building these, they're thinking of the streaming TVs. They're thinking of billboards. They're not thinking of the person that's like now searching, I want this very specific little product and then like what video is going to show. And so how can you take your creative and make it work in so many different ways? And one of the things that like I'm seeing work really well and Amazon just announced is taking your UGC content and putting it into ads. And Amazon will allow you to just straight upload it.
I'll even go one step further to build on that is taking your stills from your videos to do your infographics and your carousel imagery.
Yes.
And Carousel had a shoot today, and it's really exciting to see like the evolution of when we used to make TV spots
I
to
love that.
find like to just being here it is, it's shared with you.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
To prior to pre-production, us having a conversation of what spots do we definitely need, like what product and use shots do we need for
Mhm.
e-com, and like what are the ones that like we need to definitely make a punch list to make sure that we get.
Yeah. And what's hard, what kills me with all of this is how far in the future you have to think. And I am so bad thinking more than a month ahead. But like we're planning back to school, which is late, right? It's March already. And like back to school is in July.
It's crazy.
And I'm like, back to school. I'm like, I can't think about like buying all that crap already. Like that's what we're talking about. Like it's hard for me mentally to go there. It's like packing for this trip. You know, I'm in like freezing cold rain and gray and I have to come down to 80 degrees. Like how do I pack for that?
What are shorts? And how do I? Yeah.
What are shorts?
Exactly though. It's so cool to see just the evolution of the creative though. I love that.
All right. Any other like high bullets that you were loving today that you got to sit in on?
Today has been a whirlwind of a day. I would say I'll go back to yesterday one more time. Just the content ecosystem. And I feel like you guys will be into that. Like, what is their content ecosystem and how can we have a holistic approach? And Scott Lux did a great job of bringing you through what is a holistic approach to a content first product and how can you really attract, new consumers and keep your ones that you have that way. I think that is so interesting.
You like to look at me?
We all looked at you. We all looked at you at the same time.
I mean, I'm trying to understand the content ecosystem. So
me too.
Understanding your audience is where it might begin.
Well, that is true, but like in podcasting, we have no idea who the hell listens. We know because people say,
That's because we're not paying the big bucks to find out.
True.
Many people in ecom, many people at Advantice Health as well.
Oh, thank you.
eTailers are always off-brand, biggest fan.
I'm just saying.
Wait. I just want to give eTail West like some props because for those who didn't come, they currently have warm pretzels with beer and cheese and tater tots.
Oh my gosh!
And there was a donut wall earlier.
Yeah, I'm just saying if you're not coming for the content, come for the food.
We feed you here.
Yeah,
we feed you here,
and keep you well hydrated.
Yes, in all forms of the way, because we love networking.
Okay, so content. Let me just think. I'm trying to apply this. Like our friend Zach Ecloth, right? Things we're looking at. I think there's a tendency we're all fragmented, and we fragment our content. Meaning, we're this influencer is trying to drive to this particular promotion, product, whatever. Then we got this influencer over here. We have this creator over here. Then we're doing this over. We have like 17 different creators doing 47. And I think we confuse people, and we're not holistic on the message. We're not persistent, and we're not disciplined, and nobody has any patience anymore to just keep it going. I mean, every single week for 4 years.
I mean, there's a reason we're number 3 or 5.
We're top 5.
Oh, wait, look who it is.
Oh my God,
come make a cameo. Come make a cameo. Mr. Eagle. Come in. We're on the video. Over here, Chad. Over here. Come next to me real quick. Yeah, just come right here.
Oh, we're doing video now.
Yeah, we're doing
Say
video.
hi. Say hi.
Hello, Mr. eTail's in the house.
Mr. eTail's in the house. This is so.
How many LinkedIn followers do you have, Chad?
Oh, we're over 22,000 now.
Say it one more time.
We're over 22,000 followers now.
And this is what he came to drop off to me, a little caricature.
Put on your refrigerator.
Here, Ash, let's get a selfie. Say cheese.
Oh, Scott, get in it.
Hi, sorry, I'm working over here.
I love it. Thanks for the cameo chat. I love you.
Mr. Etail. Hey, post it.
He's saying he wants 23,000 followers, please. I've created a monster.
We'll get him over there.
I've created a monster. But you love that guy.
But content, like you're consistent. Like I love your New York, the last one, your retail visit tours are just, they're fantastic.
Thank you. And it's like, how are we taking that though too and writing a blog about it, doing longer form stuff.
Yeah.
Longer form is so in.
And the podcast.
We have a newsletter now on our LinkedIn. So if you follow our LinkedIn, you might be subscribed to our newsletter. Like, how are we differentiating that and also making it entertaining?
And what about
you got to think about all these things, and they're also important. And we want to make it an amazing experience as best as we can.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What about the podcast?
Oh, and our podcast. How can I forget? And we have white papers. Like, we got everything. I know. So we have our new podcast, eTail Unplugged. It's going really great so far. We've had, Jeremiah Curvers from Polysleep. He came on it. Kevin Moffitt from Office Depot. We've got the whole squad on the podcast. So the whole squad on the pod, if you will. It's kind of like this.
Where is Elizabeth? Where is Liz?
Liz is heads down, literally working her butt off
I know.
in the tracks, running tracks, probably on retail media networks. There's one on social commerce. And then we got tastings going on. We got everything going on. So Liz is running around while I'm over here doing a podcast, messing around. Sorry, Liz, if you see this. If you see this, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's just been so fun.
Anything else?
Anything else? What should we
What
talk
else?
about?
There was
Anything
one
else?
good takeaway from one of the panels about fostering an entrepreneurial mindset, meaning it's okay to fail as long as you learn and optimize.
Yeah, but that is so tough. You know, we were talking with Dan Brownshire earlier today, and we were talking about with the agency world and how challenging it is to, as an account manager, to fail. Because if you fail, you could lose your job. You get a brand really pissed off at you. This could affect your bonus. Well, guess what? You want your account manager taking risks. You want your account manager coming to you with new ideas, and they may suck, but that's how you get, like we're talking with Carrie, you have to be outside the competition. You have to be, there has to be some way that people are connecting with you. And if you're not testing new things, if you're not testing new ads, if you're not getting creative, there's going to be issues. Hey, guess what? 2 years ago, Ollie talked about a panty hamster when they were talking about your vagina. That failed. Nobody wanted to think of their vagina as a panty hamster. But guess what? Billboards won't allow us to say the word vagina. Buses won't allow us to say the word vagina, so we had to say panty hamster. That's the best. That was the only thing we could say. I wanted to say downstairs kitty cat, but that didn't fly either. So we got all these women. You know what they said on our social media? I don't know if we're going to cut this. They go,
Whoa,
what? There must have been only men in the marketing room. I mean, we were all women.
Oh
and,
my God.
And we kind of knew panty hamster, like, not really exactly what we wanted to say. We just wanted to say vagina. And it just was like, can't say it.
Wow.
So anyways, making risk. Was anyone fired because of that? No, because we're taking risks. We're trying new things.
There was someone I cannot remember who it is, but someone on LinkedIn, funny enough, was just like, the best part about failing is that sometimes like on social, especially, like no one really sees it. If you try and it doesn't work, like at least no one sees it. Like at least you got the algorithm just working in your favor.
Yeah.
You know, shitty post, just no one will ever see it.
What did you think of that, Ash? Like with where you're at in your career and failure?
Mm-hmm.
You leaned into failure, don't you?
It depends.
No,
What's
I'm
marketing
kidding.
without
It
a
depends.
little
So-
failure, though?
Yeah,
Right?
I'm an overthinker by nature. So it makes me very risk averse, but it also makes me look at every single variable or scenario that there could possibly be. But at the same time, like you have to take some big risks.
You have
because
to.
If you don't, you're robbing yourself of a potential reward.
Here's the deal with failure. If you're taking risks based on the data you know today, and it fails, well, that you still would have made the same choice given what you knew at the time.
I think in level setting expectations too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like saying there is a risk that this could fail, and this is what that would look like.
Yeah.
And really saying this is what success looks like is probably a big important piece of that, because then you're mitigating like surprise.
Well, I feel like I'm doing this all the time with Amazon. Like they're asking, like we're already planning for Prime Day, and the dollar figures they're asking me to spend. I'm like, excuse me,
It's a
like,
lot.
am I gonna get a return on this? Because I'm gonna get questions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get lots of questions, and like, there's no guarantee. And you just have to go off. Here's the data. Here's all the I's
And
I
it's
dotted.
scary. It's scary.
So scary. But like, back to what Ash was getting to, like being able to fail is such an opportunity to be successful.
Yeah. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yup. I love
Well,
that.
I was just gonna say.
Where's our sound? I'm just kidding.
Wait, you want to repeat that?
Thank you.
I'm just
Still rolling. 3, 2, Ash.
You miss 100% of the shots you do not take.
I always liked. I don't know where I got this from, but I like it. We win as a team and lose as a team. And so when you look at it, we're not pointing fingers, whatever. We all held hands, had consensus, and said, okay, we all understand the risk here. We also have the number or the whatever where we're going to go, it didn't work.
Yeah.
But we also understand everybody knows, and we win as a team and we lose as a team.
Right.
And that, if everybody's bought in and is going to go with that, you just have a lot less upset people.
Yeah. And what's the saying, like, all press is good press.
Yeah.
Right? No, I don't know. I'm saying just like we got a lot of shit online, but
That's
brand
true.
searches went
There's
up.
some awareness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't hurt. Okay, any other big announcements? Any big plugs for eTail there? It's going on.
eTail is so excited to announce that we have officially rebranded. So check out our new website and our new tagline, Power Your Growth.
Nice.
eTail, Power Your
Did
Growth.
we just get the
Yes.
official scoop?
Always off-brand,
Sizzle.
official, scoop exclusive.
We're such a big deal.
Yes.
I feel so special.
And we're a 365 community, and e-tailers are a full community at your fingertips all the time. We have webinars, we have white papers, local dinners, we have everything available. So
Plus, people don't understand. Don't you do like 35 billion shows across the world? Like you have every
Many.
version and
all
flavor
over in
of the
this current
shows.
moment, people are gathering across the nation in Australia for eTail Australia. People are in London for a different form of eTail Connect
Oh, jolly
happening
oh.
across the pond.
Absolutely lovely.
And we just are so happy to have this global community that we could rely on, when we're partnered with Always Off Brand. Like we're just a global community. We want you to have your finger on the pulse of retail, and we want you to just, step up, level up, and keep up and power your growth. It's the new eTail, baby.
Dude, power
So
growth.
really exclusive, really exciting announcement.
I
And
like
I'm
the
so excited.
I like the new logo. You tease it on the linky.
Yeah.
That was good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. You
Love
like
it
that
all.
little tease?
Love the new tagline.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Because at the end of the day, when you come to these events, what is it about, Scott?
It's about the people.
That's right, because people matter.
And Lena Moriarty and eTail, I cannot thank you enough.
Thank
for
you so
everything.
much. Thank you
You've
for having
just
me, and
been
thank you for being
tremendous
here.
to us.
The best.
All right.
Thank you, Lena.
Oh, you're listening
Sorry.
to
You guys are-
Always
Off.
Brand.
Please like, please subscribe, please follow.
See you next time.
Hey there, this is Haley from Quickfire, and they want me to read this so you know what this podcast is part of and how to find out more if you want. Always Off Brand is a production of Quickfire LLC and a part of the Learn and Laugh series on the Quickfire Podcast Network. For more information, go to quickfirenow.com. Have a good one, and thanks for listening.